on my cycle ride. It went 2 minutes over 10, so I was like, shit. Everything's good. I'm all right. Looking forward to this weekend.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. You've been doing fantastic. I just cannot believe how you went from not riding, you team issues and all that, and then you just hop in for a few rounds out of nowhere and doing great.
Team even allowed me to, this team was 50 team, and I ended up, talking to them when everything went a little sideways during Supercross with the team that I was on, and everything kind of ended. I was scratching around looking for a ride and trying to find a fill-in ride, trying to find this, trying to find that, anything that would come up. And these guys were actually talking to me about World Supercross and then Supercross next year on the 250. And I actually came up, really liked the program, but I said to them, man, I feel like I barely raced this year because I didn't get to do Supercross, even though I did half a Supercross, but I'm fit, healthy, ready to go. I said, would it be a possibility to go and do a few rounds on the 450 of outdoors, just because, I don't want to go the whole year without racing, really. And I kind of want to just see how we can develop a bike. We decided this literally like just before Pala. So like as these guys were racing their first national, we decided, okay, we're going to go ahead with this. And what rounds do you want to do? They said to me, and I said, okay, we'll give you like a month to get used to the bike. So let's do Redbud, Southwick, Millville. And they were like, okay, sweet, let's get to work. And they got to work, and we've ironed a lot of things out. Obviously, in Redbud we had the issue with the clutch that we had, and then as soon as we finished Redbud, literally so many guys messaged us, called us. Even the Honda UK team called us and said, "Oh, yeah, we should have told you that's an issue with the clutch when you have a really fast rider on the bike. They can do this, they can do that. So here's the solution to fix that." Literally by Monday morning, my bike was there was no issues at all with what we were having. It was just that we didn't know. And this team that I'm on now, the Firepower team, they are 250 team, and 250 Honda clutches are cable clutches, and the 450 clutch the hydraulic clutch. So it was a bit of a we had to iron a few things out of Redbud, but we were in the ballpark, speed wise, setup wise, considering that we hadn't raced, and I'm coming off the couch basically, just not doing a lot. It's actually worked out quite well, and then Southwick was solid, so I'm happy with where we're at and the progress we made.
Yeah, that was actually one of my questions I was going to ask, was about the incident at Redbud. It's pretty cool that you already got that ironed out and fixed. But yeah, to come off the couch, not even know what you're doing. Are you still going to go on to 250 in Supercross or 450?
Yeah. So after Millville, I park the 450 and then get to work on the 250. That's the plan. I've got 10 weeks after this weekend until I'm going to race the Motocross Nations. As long as Team GB and everything goes to plan there, and I want to do it on the 250 because the 2 weeks after, the Motocross Nations is the first round of the World Supercross, which I'm going to be racing the 250 in, and that's in England, in Wales, in the UK. So nice to go back home to kind of debut my 250 Supercross. Kind of debuting it. It's obviously old, but kind of new. Yeah. I've been on the 450 for a while now. It feels new. So that'll be the first race for me, and then we head off to the rest of the rounds and do some stuff in Australia as well. So I've got a good plan for the winter months before leading into next season over here.
Yeah, that's sweet. It's really cool that you're going back over there. You're obviously going to have a lot more fans over there. People love you here, but to go back to your home country and then riding for your team in Motocross of Nations, that should be sweet.
Yeah. The Motocross Nations is a great race, and obviously I've had a lot of success in it before in 2017, and then 18 racing the Nations at Redbud was awesome before. So obviously a lot can change, but as far as I'm planning on the Nations and planning on all of those things. So yeah, it'll be great. I'm really looking forward to it.
All right. So there's a lot of big names entering World Supercross as they keep announcing stuff.
Yeah.
With all these names coming in, and what is your goal in this new championship? I mean, it's a short season this year, so what is your
I
goal in
know.
this?
I know. I'm looking forward to it because it's new. You know, obviously it's a new championship, but for me, traveling around and flying the races is not new for me. You know, I've raced the GPs for many years, so that's not going to be an issue. I think it's going to be awesome to show fans of all these different countries. Supercross have some big names there, like, you know, it's going to be pretty cool because I know coming from the UK and coming from these places, and even traveling around, like I've raced in Indonesia, I've raced in a lot of these places before, where Supercross is a dream. It's something you see in a magazine or on TV, and you think it's so far away, and it's you know, it's America, it's amazing, it's the dream. Whereas now we're going to be able to bring Supercross and big names, and you know, I've seen that Tomac's racing round one at Cardiff. I've seen Roxon's racing. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great for the fans, great for the whole of the sport, really, because we're going to be able to showcase Supercross to a whole new audience, and I think it's going to be great. And as far as it goes for my goals, is I'm going there to win the 250 class. You know, that's what I want to do. Of course, I'm going to have. I don't even know who's lining up at the moment. Obviously, we've got Seeley and Oldenburg and the Club MX guys, whoever they put on their bikes. But as far as I'm concerned, my team and I, we're developing a bike that's going to be competitive to win, and that's what I'm going there to do. So yeah, hopefully we can be in contention and be near the sharp end. But I'm definitely looking forward to the challenge of that, and yeah, going into the 250 classes is going to be different, very intense, of course. I mean, try and put yourself in the top 10 in the 450 class. That's pretty intense as it is, anyway.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you carry the momentum you've got so far, I mean, if you bring that onto the 250 and get used to it, I can definitely see you winning and getting podiums often. You're looking fantastic on the bike right now. Really comfortable already.
No, thank you. I'm excited with the potential, and I've got a great team. You know, having Martin Davalos as the team manager and helping me a lot with the testing. You know, he's had a lot of great success on the 250, obviously in Supercross, and I've raced in the last few years on the 450 in Supercross, and just even developing this bike for outdoors. You know, that there was times a couple of weeks ago where I got to a point and I'm like, look, I don't actually know like how the bike is. If it feels good, but you know, I'm practicing, I don't know it. Like I don't know what else to do. And he goes, okay. And I rode it on a Monday. He rode it on Tuesday, made some changes. I rode it on Wednesday and went, okay, yeah, you definitely have gone the right way now. So we've kind of got two heads, two of me working on the bike, which is kind of cool because Marty is still super fast, and his skills on Supercross track are phenomenal, and he's not been retired for very long, and I've been keeping him on his toes on the bike. So we've definitely you know, been able to fast track the testing because I had him to relay information off of, and he's out there watching me every day, and if I'm not sure on something, he'll just get on the bike and ride it himself. So yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, his expertise on that team certainly will help you guys. I mean, he's an awesome Supercross racer, like you already said.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to working on the 250 side because I'm going to have to use his knowledge and stuff on that, because I said to him, look, I know how to ride a 450 outdoors. I can test and develop a bike to an extent and get it working. But I said 250 Supercross, I said I genuinely have no idea what a good bike feels like. Like I don't know. You know, of course it's going to feel different to a 450. You could give me something and say it's the fastest 250 in the world, but it's not going to feel as fast as my 450s that I've been riding for the last 6 years. So I'm going to go, okay, it feels slow. You know, it could be good or it could suck. So I'm not going to know. That's where he's going to really take take charge of that and be a massive help to get us in the ballpark, because I could turn around and be a million miles off, or I could be on point. But it's one of those where it's nice to have him to work with.
Yeah, Martin was in the 250 class for a long time. Really good rider. He should definitely be able to help on that. I got a couple more questions for you here. These are ones a little out of the ballpark here. So Rocky Mountain KTM, I don't know if you're allowed to speak on anything that happened there, but what was sort of what happened in your perspective?
Yeah, no one's allowed to say anything, and I'm not. I can't comment on it. There's confidentiality clauses and everything. And to be honest, out of respect for the team and for all the people that were involved, it's one of those where there's a reason why no one's really settled. So yeah, I can't, and I don't want to get myself in trouble or say anything. All I can say is I was fully focused on doing my job when it was all going ahead, and things went a little sideways, and that's how it goes sometimes in this sport. And I feel bad for the people involved. I didn't really know the guys that well there, but it's good that Shane and Joey, my teammates, and we've all found homes for the summer, and I'm lucky. I've actually come out of this with a contract, the longest one I've actually ever had. So to be honest, in my pro career, I'm going to be with these Honda guys for a while now, and moving forward, I'm happy in the place that I'm at. It's awesome to see that Joey's been doing well, and Shane's a good base there with the guys that he's working with for outdoors. So it was a fun of the way that it all turned out, and yeah, so it is what it is. I can't really say much more than that without stepping on toes or trying to say the wrong thing. And even to be honest, I also didn't know. I honestly didn't know the full ins and outs of everything. It was just I went to St. Louis ready to go racing, and many guys showed up. So it is what it is. There's not much more I can say. I was preparing to go and race and do my job, and behind the scenes I was kind of all the riders and I think were kept out of it. It was that's their own things behind the scenes, and I can't really comment on something that I don't know the ins and outs of 100%. All as I know is I was looking for a ride, and luckily I've found one now. So.
Well, yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I figured you weren't going to be allowed to say much, but at least a little bit of information on it.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit of a weird question, but the Firepower Honda team, their riders are awesome, and every time I see their bike and their helmet, you have that Froth Global logo everywhere. There's no information on it. Everyone's asking what it is, and nobody knows what it is. Do you have any idea?
I need to talk to Yuriv. Yuriv is the boss of the team, and it's his company. It's an Australian cleaning. It's like soap. You clean the bike, the motor wash. You've got all different. So all the colours on the fender. I know it looked like a rainbow.
Yeah.
Colours are a different product. So he has an array of different products, from bike wash to shiny stuff to hand wash to all of this different stuff, and they are froth release, or the push in America. It's coming to America. I'm pretty sure this month or around now. That's why we were very froth puffy the bike and the helmet and everything. I don't know the exact date, and I should know that, but yes, it's I know that they are releasing in America very, very soon. So that's the reason for it at the moment. And yeah.
Well, at least I got an answer, because I've been looking at it, and it's a cool logo and everything. The bikes look great, and I'm like, what the heck is this? No one knows what it was. Now we know. Thanks. So I got one final question before I let you go on here. So obviously there's been some drama brewing between the great riders Jeffrey Herlings and Eli Tomac, and you've raced and beat both of them. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I did see that something about racing Southwick, right? Or Jeffrey would come over and race. Now, to be honest, it's yeah, like it's one of those where yeah, it all sounds good, but to be perfectly honest, if you went to a Dutch sand track or a real sand track, you've got to remember the bikes in Europe are different to America too.
Yes.
They have you can have a full factory bike in Europe. So even the KTM, the KTM that I was on in 2019 had a completely different frame, completely different setup from the bike that we have over here, even though it looks the same. So the bikes in Europe are really, really good for outdoors.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the American bikes are not; they are. You've got to remember the guys over here spend a lot more time racing Supercross. Put Herlings on a Supercross track with Tomac would lap him in 20 laps, probably. Yeah, like I mean, Jeffrey would obviously need a lot of time to prep on it, but he has had some time doing it. But he's not a Supercross guy. He will say that he tried doing it years ago. I mean, I've ridden with him in Supercross years when we were really small. He has really perfected his craft of outdoors, and he is fantastic and amazing and unreal at what he does doing that. Yeah, so it's one of those where the Americans spend a lot more time doing Supercross and outdoors. Of course, yeah, it would be cool. But Jeffrey did come over and race Ironman 1 year, and that was a hardback track. You know, so it's sure outdoors. The GP guys and on their tracks over there are unbelievable. They are the best of the best. But the Americans are also the best of the best at what they do, which is primarily Supercross. But also they are fantastic at doing, you know, their outdoor championship. The tracks are prepped differently. It depends who puts the track. It depends if it's flat, if it's rough. You know, it's GPs are prepped differently from outdoors. There's a lot of variables in. I'm not giving you the answer that you want. Yeah. Southwick. My experience, I think Tomac was about 30 odd seconds in front of me by the end of the race. I think Jeffrey would have probably been another 30 seconds in front of him. Even the way that I was riding, I said I knew I wasn't riding bad.
No, but Tomac's just on another level this year, especially.
Yeah, no, he is riding really, really well. It would be a very cool race. It would be a very good race. I can't. Yeah, I don't know. But you know, the only way to make it fair would be go and do a race there and then go and do a race in Supercross. That would be cool. But you know, it's yeah, all you fans and stuff can dream and wonder about that.
It'll probably never happen, but it's a good dream anyway.
Ought to be the #1 pick for the US.
Yeah, they were talking about that actually. I think last night Sexton and Tomac are supposed to be on Team USA.
I mean, that's a super. I mean, if it's Sexton, Tomac, and Justin Cooper, or
yeah, that's a winning team right there.
I mean, Australia's going to have a super strong team with Jet and Hunter.
Yep.
Then I don't know, maybe
Jed Beaton, right?
Jed Beaton would be solid, like really solid. I mean, that was a very strong team too. It's going to be interesting. Obviously, Holland with Herlings holding off. Maybe Kaider Wolf.
Yep.
Or there's a lot. There's a hell of a lot of Dutch riders. Yeah. Very good.
Then Italy looks good this year too with Cairoli and I think Guadagnini.
Yeah. Italy will be strong. It's that being said, America looks like it's the strongest team. I mean, it's a very strong team.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, it is what it is. It's definitely cool to hear the comments of the guys and yeah, it'll be cool to put them all on the track together again. Supercross. It'd be cool if they had a championship that was like you had like some Supercross rounds, some outdoor rounds, and then just like added everything up. Like that would be Should be a gnarly challenger. That'd be kind of
Yeah,
cool.
one jumbo American championship or something.
Japan, Australia, whatever. Like, just mix the whole lot up. Just one massive championship.
Don't separate Supercross and motocross. Just do one world dirt bike championship.
Yeah, the ultimate. That'd be like the ultimate all-round, like everything. Like who can ride every year.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Yeah, but I think the Americans would win that. Yeah, but yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's.
All right, well, thanks for taking the time to talk with us today, man. Your future is looking bright with this new team and the new championship. We wish you the best, brother.